Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, December the 6th, 2022. Today's daily Bible reading come to us from Psalm 21, Isaiah 41, 14 through 20, and Romans 15, 14 through 21. I'm going to take a look at Romans 15, 14 through 21 and talk about just talking yourself up. It's a pretty common thing in like the business world, right? This idea of if you're going to get ahead, you got to be your own best salesperson. You got to create your own brand. You got to market yourself. You got to talk yourself up. So because it answers the question if you're trying to get a job, apparently, or make your way in business, not even just business. Like, I think life in general is really, this has become just a thing. But you got to talk yourself up. You got to say, what have you done? And so it forces people in a situation where they got to puff themselves up and they got to, you got to make yourself sound better. Even sound better than perhaps you actually are. Make a name for yourself, so you're working on your resume. You didn't just take out the garbage at your last job, with that job you had last summer, right? While you were just waiting to come back for classes in the fall. You didn't just take out the garbage. You facilitated the ongoing hygiene and well-being of the physical plant, right? In all seriousness, you just took out the trash. Walked it straight to the dumpster. Threw it in. That's what you did. But you got to talk yourself up. You got to make it sound better. You got to boast about what you did, even when what you did wasn't that special. It's just, unfortunately, the way things are. They're just not right. Anyway, though, in this text, we see that Paul isn't afraid to talk himself up either. And I bet he was really, really good at it before Jesus, literally slapped him off his high horse. So, because he says in this, he says, I have reason to boast of my work for God, right? And that's what he's boasting on about his work for God. But he has a different reason to boast. He boasts in what Christ has done through him. Because remember, Christ slapped him off his high horse on the road to Damascus. And so everything he does now, he does in and for and through Christ. And so everything he does, and if he's going to boast about anything, he's really boasting about what Christ is doing through him. And most of his story talks about like what a jerk he was and how Christ redeemed him in spite of everything he did. Like even though he was persecuting Christ's church, Christ himself redeemed him and put him to work in the church, right? So for Paul, that's the only thing worth talking about, how Christ has used him to proclaim the good news of the kingdom amongst the Gentiles, right? He even makes a point of going to these places among the Gentiles, because he knows there are places where the apostles haven't been, or they haven't sent other disciples to, or they haven't even thought about going, or just flat out won't go to. And he does that so that when he goes, no one can say, well, yeah, you did this great thing there, but I was there first and I did this, or I sent one of my followers there and they laid the groundwork for you. They laid a foundation for you to build upon. No, he goes to the places where they don't know what he's talking about so that he can say, Christ did this. So, yeah, we live in a world where everybody's all about puffing themselves up and making a name for themselves. And that even filters down into the church. But are you doing it for Christ? Anyway, that's the DBR. Get out, enjoy the day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Boop.